Hello, and welcome to KotLC Fanbase. Today I'm going to reveal who I ship. Look in the description for a definition. If you disagree with my opinions, even though they're right, please don't dislike the video or unsub if you are subbed. If you're not subbed, then do that. Wink, wink. This video also contains some spoilers, as I have finished Nightfall, the latest book. So if you haven't read all the books yet, then proceed with caution. From now on, there will be a warning just like the one I told you at the beginning of every video. So, I'm just going to spit out, don't hate me, or all the other stuff I already discussed with you. I ship, or pair together, Sophie and Keefe. Yep, Sokeefe/Keefoster is amazing. I just don't get why some people ship Sophie/Fitsfee. Before I tell you who other people I ship, I'm going to rant on Sophie/Fitsfee. So, first, Sophie only has a crush on Fitz because he was the first elf she saw and pretty much her first friend. If Keefe was the one to bring her to the Lost Cities, then she would like him instead. She only really likes Fitz because of his glittering teal eyes and his movie star smile. Ugh. Fitz has only developed feelings for her since he realized that she likes him. If Sophie didn't like him, he would have just wanted to stay her friend. Probably. And guess what? You know when Fitz almost kissed Sophie in Lodestar but got interrupted by Keefe? Well, that was on page 666. Yup, the devil's number. Check for yourself if you don't believe me. I don't know if this was intentional. I wish it was. But either way, Sophie/Fitsfee is the devil. Also, Sophie admits that she wants to stop liking him and get over her crush and reveal her secret to him to improve their cognate relationship. And don't worry, I have the perfect person for Fitz. As for Keefe, he likes Sophie. He has a crush on her. If you don't believe me, he admits it in a short story in the Barnes & Noble limited edition copy of Nightfall. Even Grady and Edeline acknowledges that Keefe likes her. In Lodestar, Sophie asks Grady why he is so hard on Keefe and refuses to call him by his real name. Then he talks to her about boys, more specifically crushes. Grady doesn't even bring up the idea that she has a crush on Fitz throughout their conversation. Sandor, who is in the room too, states, Keefe seems special to you, and he also happens to be a very good-looking boy for an elf. And then they go on and on about how she's oblivious, which she is, and how Grady wouldn't be as hard on Dex or Fitz. Also, some hard Sokeefe/Keefoster shippers, the definition and description, are Ro, Edeline, and surprisingly Tam. They all can tell there's a connection between them, and when they both met Sophie, Tam and Ro, that is, thought they were together, but sadly not yet. And Ro is always like, oh, they're so cute together, oh my god, they're adorable, and stuff like that. And guess what? Sophie likes Keefe, even though she doesn't realize it. In Lodestar, when they are looking for Mr. Forkle in the remains of Lemuria, she has her glove off and enhances him without noticing. But Keefe does. He asks why he feels this crazy rush whenever he touches her hand. And then she replies that she manifested as an enhancer. Then Keefe asks if that was a clear reading of her emotions, and she answers yes. Then Sophie notices him grinning and starts to ask him about it, and then gets interrupted. Then, in Nightfall, spoiler, when Sophie is talking to Keefe about her and Dex kissing, he says that she's just proving his dad's theory about the head and the heart held different emotions. And then Sophie asks him when he started agreeing with him on that, and you know what? Just pause the video and click the link in the description to read it. Also, when Sophie first met Keefe, she described him in her head as cute. She thought that a lot of girls in Foxfire have crushes on him. So yeah, I can go on and on and on and on about how Sokeefe/Keefoster is better than Sophie/Fitsfee. But I'm going to move on and tell you who else I ship. First, I ship Fitz and drumroll please, Lynn. Yup, in Nightfall, when the group is trying to figure out who will go to deliver the message from Lady Gisela to King Dimitar, and they finally agree, and they start deciding what the people left over will do. Lynn then glances shyly at Fitz and suggests that they should search Candleshade together. Sophie agrees to that decision, but notices when Fitz also agreed, he, I quote, flashed his most adorable smile at Lynn, and then Lynn blushed. And bam, Litz for the win. And whenever Lynn does an amazing water trick, Fitz is always very impressed, and once Sophie noticed that after Lynn did something awesome, Fitz couldn't keep his eyes off her. So yeah, and now you probably noticed that we have Morella, Dex, Tam, and Biana left. Yes, I'm going to include Morella because she made a comeback in Nightfall, and she probably will be most of Flashback. Also, there's an even number of boys, so no of boys and girls, so no one will be left out. Yay. These 4 people are kind of hard to pair. What I say here will probably change, so don't take this that seriously. First, with Bianna, I pair her with Tam. Tam likes Bianna, as indicated whenever he steals a glance at her or that kind of stuff, little stuff. And Lynn said that Tam likes brunettes, and Bianna is the only brunette in the group. And I don't know, maybe Bianna likes him too. It's kind of hard to tell. When I told you that I shipped Sokeefe/Keefoster, that meant no Bianna and Keefe. First, Keefe admits that he doesn't like Bianna, and that he is aware that she has a crush on him. Also, their ship name would be Beef, and we all know that elves are vegetarians, so that could never work. But on the other hand, Dex would be perfect for Bianna. And like Tam, he's always glancing at her and even offered to carry her. I don't care who ends up with Bianna, but the other would be with Marilla. If it was Bianna and Dex and Tam and Marilla, that would be fine since Marilla kind of likes Tam. But if it was Tam and Bianna and Marilla and Dex, that would be fine too since Tam and Bianna was together. We know that Marilla, spoiler, manifested as an pyrokinetic, so she would be a bad match, and Dex is unsure if he should register for the match, so that kind of works out. And once Marilla called Dex cute, started making him blush, and said making him blush was one of her favorite games. Either way, it's fine as long as Sophie and Keefe end up together, and the same for Fitz and Lynn. See you guys later, and this is going to be a pretty long video, and thanks for staying with me this long. As always, if you disagree with my opinions, even though they're right, please don't dislike the video or unsub if you are stubbed and that stuff. And my next video will probably be who are Sophie's biological parents, so stay tuned for that. And as always, tell me what I should do in the comments, and see you in the next video.